Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here today. I want to take you on a journey of transformation, both for yourself and the men you encounter in your life. You see, the way you communicate with men has the power to shape the depth of your relationships, the respect you receive, and ultimately, the love you deserve. I want you to start by imagining a woman, an empowered woman. This is a woman who knows her worth. She doesn't settle for less than she deserves because she's mastered the art of self-love, self-awareness, and the way she expresses herself. She understands that her energy is her currency, and that the way she interacts with others determines how they perceive her and how they engage with her. The key to building deep, meaningful connections with men lies not just in what you say, but how you say it. It's about the tone of your voice, the way you hold space in a conversation, and the boundaries you set. High-value women speak to men in ways that elevate both parties. They communicate with authenticity, respect, and compassion. They know that their words have the power to either build a connection or create distance, and so they choose them carefully. Now, let's break it down. When a high-value woman speaks, she's speaking from a place of abundance, not scarcity. She doesn't try to convince or chase anyone. She's grounded in who she is, and her words reflect this. Her presence radiates self-assuredness, making her attractive not because she seeks approval, but because she owns her uniqueness. She speaks with clarity, and her voice carries the certainty of a woman who doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. She also speaks with respect for herself and for the men she encounters. She doesn't allow disrespectful behavior or tolerate being treated poorly. She knows that how she speaks and what she allows in her conversation sets the tone for how she is treated. But here's the magic: when you speak from this place of high self-worth, you invite others to meet you at that level. You see, men don't just fall for a woman's beauty or her intelligence, they fall for her energy. A high-value woman knows how to engage with men in a way that makes them feel seen, heard, and respected. She listens just as much as she speaks. She understands the art of conversation where there is an equal exchange of energy. This creates connection, a bond built on mutual respect and understanding. And lastly, the high-value woman communicates her boundaries with love and grace. She doesn't have to scream to make her point. She simply stands firm in her beliefs, knowing that her worth is non-negotiable. When she speaks, she does so from a place of deep emotional intelligence, choosing her words to create harmony, not conflict. So, my message to you today is this: when you learn to speak from a place of power, love, and self-respect, you won't have to chase anyone. Men will be drawn to you naturally because they will feel the energy of a woman who knows exactly what she brings to the table. They will respect you. They will admire you. And yes, they will love you not for who you try to be, but for who you truly are. When you speak from a place of abundance, you step into the power of knowing that you are already whole and complete. You are not seeking anything from the world outside of yourself because you are deeply connected to the truth of who you are. It's a profound understanding that you have everything you need within you. This mindset doesn't just shift your language, it transforms the energy you radiate. When you speak, you are not looking for validation, and that's what makes your words so magnetic. They come from a place of inner confidence, free from the anxiety of needing to prove your worth or seeking external approval. You see, when we feel abundant, we don't need to chase after love, attention, or affection. It naturally gravitates toward us because we no longer approach life from a place of scarcity or lack. Instead of waiting for someone to fill us up, we operate from a space where we are already fulfilled. This energy becomes contagious. People are drawn to it. High-value women speak to men in a way that doesn't convey desperation or neediness, but rather an invitation to join them in the richness of their own experience. The words flow effortlessly because they are grounded in the belief that you are already enough just as you are. When you speak from abundance, you begin to choose your words with intention. knowing that your language has the power to either invite others in or create space. This is not about manipulating or forcing connection. It's about being so rooted in your own self-worth that others can feel it, even in silence. You are no longer dependent on others to define your value. You speak not to get something, but because you have something valuable to offer, a piece of your authentic self. The key here is that abundance isn't just about material wealth or possessions. It's about a deep, unshakable belief in your own value. It's about knowing that you deserve respect, love, and kindness, and that you have a unique contribution to make to any conversation. When you speak from abundance, you invite others to meet you at that level. You don't settle for less than what you know you deserve. And this energy commands respect and admiration. Men especially are drawn to a woman who doesn't need them to complete her, but rather to complement her life. This is how true connection begins, when both parties come together with fullness and grace, not out of need, but out of the desire to share and create something meaningful. Respecting yourself and others is the cornerstone of any meaningful relationship, and it starts with the way you communicate. When you have respect for yourself, you understand that your words and actions are a reflection of your values and self-worth. You no longer tolerate anything less than what you deserve, because you have established within yourself that you are worthy of being treated with kindness, consideration, and understanding. This self-respect isn't about arrogance or pride. It's about honoring your own boundaries, needs, and desires without compromise. When you speak from a place of self-respect, your language becomes more deliberate, grounded, and clear. You are careful about how you allow others to treat you, because you know that your energy and your time are precious. The way you communicate shows that you don't allow others to speak down to you, nor do you engage in conversations that degrade your value or your sense of self. This clarity in how you present yourself and your boundaries naturally invites respect from others. But respect isn't just about how you treat yourself, it's also about how you treat the people around you. Respecting others means recognizing their worth, listening actively to what they say, and honoring their individuality. It's about understanding that every person you interact with has their own experiences, beliefs, and emotions, and that those deserve to be heard and valued. When you respect others, you approach conversations with empathy and understanding, choosing your words carefully, not to belittle or dismiss, but to elevate and support. You create an environment where both people feel heard, appreciated, and validated. When you respect others in the way you speak to them, you also create an energy that invites the same respect back. People naturally respond to the way they are treated. When you hold space for others and acknowledge their emotions and perspectives, you encourage open, honest, and meaningful communication. This is what deepens the connection, as mutual respect is the foundation of trust and understanding in any relationship. Additionally, when you respect yourself and others, you are more likely to attract those who are also grounded in self-respect. This mutual recognition of each other's worth leads to relationships that are based on equality, trust, and admiration. You create a dynamic where both parties can grow, learn, and evolve together, because the respect you share forms a safe space for vulnerability, honesty, and authentic connection. Respecting yourself and others is the silent strength that underpins every powerful conversation. It creates an energy that is magnetic. When you embody this, you naturally invite the right people into your life, the ones who value you for who you truly are and who you can value in return. Clarity and confidence in your communication are like the pillars that uphold every strong and meaningful conversation. When you communicate with clarity, your words are intentional and direct, free from ambiguity or hesitation. You're not afraid to express what you truly want or need, and you do so with a sense of purpose. This clarity comes from knowing who you are and what you stand for. It's a reflection of your inner self-assurance, rooted in the understanding that your thoughts, feelings, and opinions are valid and deserve to be heard. When you speak clearly, others don't have to guess or interpret your intentions. They can understand you immediately, and that creates a deep level of connection and respect. Confidence, on the other hand, is the energy behind your words. It's the quiet strength that you carry when you speak, knowing that your voice matters and that you have something of value to contribute. Confidence isn't about being brash or loud. Rather, it's the assurance in your delivery that your presence commands attention without needing to force it. It's about speaking from a place of internal certainty where you trust your own perspective in the message you are sharing. Confidence shows up not only in your words, but also in your body language, in the way you carry yourself, and in how you with others. When you communicate with confidence, you project an energy that others pick up on, a sense that you believe in your own value and the importance of what you're saying. The beauty of clear and confident communication is that it creates an environment of trust. When you speak with both clarity and confidence, you make it easy for others to trust your words because they can feel the authenticity behind them. There is no uncertainty or second-guessing what you say aligns with what you believe, and this congruence builds credibility. People are drawn to those who can express themselves with assurance because they feel safe in the exchange. They know where they stand with you, and that predictability fosters respect and admiration. Furthermore, clarity and confidence allow you to navigate even difficult conversations with grace. When you are clear about your boundaries, expectations, and feelings, you avoid misunderstandings that can lead to tension or conflict. But this clarity doesn't have to be harsh or rigid. It can be delivered with kindness and empathy. Confidence allows you to stand firm in your beliefs, even when there is disagreement, while remaining open to dialogue and connection. When you can communicate with this level of grace, others will not only respect you more, they will value the stability and reliability that you bring into any conversation. This combination of clarity and confidence also allows you to maintain your integrity in any relationship. You won't feel the need to hide parts of yourself because your communication is always aligned with your true self. You are unapologetic in expressing your needs, desires, and emotions, but always in a way that honors both yourself and the other person involved. This authenticity creates a space where genuine connection can blossom because you are showing up exactly as you are, no pretenses, no fear of judgment. In the end, speaking with clarity and confidence doesn't mean being perfect or having all the answers. It simply means that you are grounded in your own truth and that you trust yourself enough to express that truth with honesty and directness. When you communicate in this way, you invite others to meet you in the same place, authentic, open, and ready for meaningful connection. This is the power of clear and confident communication. It creates relationships built on trust, respect, and mutual understanding. Listening actively is one of the most powerful tools in communication, yet it is often overlooked. To listen actively is not merely to hear words, but to truly engage with the speaker, to absorb the message both verbally and emotionally. It requires presence and openness that invites the other person to share their thoughts and feelings without fear of judgment or interruption. Active listening transforms conversations into a deep exchange of energy. It shows that you value the person speaking and that you are not just waiting for your turn to talk, but genuinely interested in understanding their perspective. When you listen actively, you are not distracted by your own thoughts or what you want to say next. Instead, you focus entirely on the speaker, maintaining eye contact, nodding in acknowledgement, and offering verbal affirmations such as "I understand" or "that makes sense." These small gestures let the speaker know that they have your full attention and that their words are important. This simple act of presence creates a sense of safety and trust between both people. When someone feels listened to, they feel valued, and this deepens the connection between you. Beyond just hearing the words, active listening involves understanding the underlying emotions and intentions behind them. People don't always express themselves perfectly or say exactly what they mean. But if you're paying attention, you can hear the emotion in their voice, See it in their body language and sense it in the pauses between words. This heightened awareness allows you to respond with empathy and insight, creating a richer dialogue that goes beyond surface-level conversation. Active listening means tuning in to not just what's being said, but how it's being said and why it's being said. By listening actively, you also demonstrate respect for the other person's experiences and feelings. You recognize that their viewpoint is as valid as your own, and that by truly hearing them, you can gain a deeper understanding of their needs, desires, and challenges. This respect fosters a space where honest communication can thrive. It also shows that you are emotionally intelligent, able to navigate conversations with grace and sensitivity, regardless of the topic. When you listen actively, you invite a deeper level of communication where both individuals feel seen and heard. It makes the other person more willing to open up and be vulnerable, knowing that they won't be dismissed or misunderstood. In turn, this openness creates a stronger bond between you, allowing the relationship to grow in trust and authenticity. You might be surprised at how much more you learn when you take the time to truly listen to someone. In doing so, you build rapport, create a sense of mutual respect, and cultivate deeper, more meaningful connections. Moreover, active listening can transform how you communicate with men. Men, like anyone, need to feel that their thoughts and emotions are heard and validated. When you listen with genuine interest, without judgment or distraction, you create an atmosphere where they feel safe to express themselves. This is particularly crucial in a world where men are often told to be strong and stoic and may not always have outlets to share their inner world. When you listen actively, you give them the space to open up and show their true selves, which builds intimacy and trust. In essence, active listening is not just about hearing words, it's about creating a space for connection. It's about being present, engaging with the message fully, and responding with understanding. When you listen this way, you not only improve the quality of your conversations, but also the quality of your relationships. It's one of the simplest, yet most profound ways to deepen your connection with others and to ensure that your communication is truly meaningful. Engaging with emotional intelligence in conversation is one of the most powerful ways to deepen your connections and create lasting, meaningful relationships. Emotional intelligence, at its core, is the ability to understand and manage your own emotions while also recognizing and influencing the emotions of others. When you engage with emotional intelligence, you move beyond simply exchanging words. You create an environment where both people feel heard, respected, and valued. It's about being attuned to the emotional currents that flow through a conversation, understanding the feelings that are beneath the words, and responding in a way that fosters connection and empathy. When you communicate with emotional intelligence, you first start by being self-aware. You recognize your own emotional state and how it might be influencing your reactions. Are you feeling frustrated, nervous, or excited? Understanding your own emotions allows you to choose your responses more consciously rather than reacting impulsively. This kind of self-regulation ensures that your emotions do not dictate the direction of the conversation, but rather you can guide it with calmness and clarity. By understanding yourself, you are better able to remain composed and present no matter what the conversation brings. But emotional intelligence is not just about managing your own emotions, it's also about tuning into the emotions of the other person. When you truly listen to someone, you begin to sense not only the words they are saying, but also the feelings they are experiencing. Are they anxious, excited, or hurt? Being able to recognize these emotions and respond with empathy can transform the dynamic of a conversation. When you acknowledge how someone is feeling, it creates a sense of safety where they feel understood and valued. You don't have to offer solutions or fix the situation. Sometimes just acknowledging someone's feelings can have a profound impact. It shows that you care, that you see them for who they truly are, and that you are present in the moment with them. This kind of engagement fosters trust because it shows you are attuned to the emotional landscape of the conversation. You are not only reacting to the surface level words, but also to the deeper emotions driving those words. By being empathetic, you encourage others to open up and be vulnerable, creating a deeper sense of connection. This emotional understanding allows you to meet the other person where they are emotionally, which makes your communication more effective and compassionate. When people feel emotionally understood, they are far more likely to open up and engage with you on a more meaningful level. Moreover, engaging with emotional intelligence involves adjusting your tone, body language, and even your words to suit the emotional context of the conversation. If someone is sharing something sensitive, you may choose to soften your tone or pause to give them space to express themselves fully. Your body language also speaks volumes. Maintaining eye contact, leaning in slightly, or offering a comforting gesture can show that you are emotionally present and supportive. These small cues send a powerful message that you are not just listening, but you are emotionally available. Another key aspect of emotional intelligence and communication is the ability to regulate emotions during difficult or challenging moments. Conversations can sometimes become heated or tense, but when you engage with emotional intelligence, you don't let the situation spiral into conflict. Instead, you remain calm and collected, using thoughtful responses to de-escalate any tension. This ability to stay grounded and centered in emotionally charged situations demonstrates maturity and emotional control. You can express your feelings honestly without letting them overpower the conversation or the other person's emotions. Engaging with emotional intelligence also means being able to read the room, understanding when it's time to ask deeper questions, when to offer support, or when to allow silence for reflection. It's the ability to sense when someone may need comfort or when they might be looking for advice. This sensitivity to the needs of others enables you to navigate conversations with grace, creating an atmosphere of trust and understanding. The more you practice emotional intelligence, the more natural it becomes to interact with others in a way that fosters emotional closeness and mutual respect. In relationships, particularly with men, emotional intelligence is invaluable. Men often express their emotions in different ways than women, and sometimes they may not even be fully aware of their own feelings. By engaging with emotional intelligence, you create an environment where they feel safe to express themselves without fear of judgment or misunderstanding. You can help them navigate their own emotions and provide the space they need to open up. This creates a balance in the relationship where both parties feel supported and valued, leading to stronger emotional bonds and deeper intimacy. Ultimately, engaging with emotional intelligence means seeing the humanity in others. It's about being present with someone in a way that goes beyond the surface and truly acknowledging the emotional depth of their experience. When you communicate from this place, you not only build stronger relationships, but also cultivate an atmosphere where both individuals feel respected, understood, and connected. Emotional intelligence is the glue that holds people together, and when you use it to guide your conversations, you create a foundation for authentic, lasting connection. Setting boundaries with love is one of the most important practices you can cultivate in any relationship. Boundaries are not walls that keep people out, rather they are the healthy limits that ensure your well-being, protect your energy, and foster mutual respect. When you set boundaries with love, you create a space where you can honor your needs without feeling guilty or encourage others to do the same. This is not about creating separation, but about fostering healthy, respectful interactions that allow both you and the other person to thrive. It is the art of saying no with grace and saying yes to what aligns with your values, your needs, and your emotional health. Setting boundaries with love begins with understanding your own limits. It requires you to be in tune with your feelings, to recognize when something isn't right for you, and to have the courage to communicate that clearly. Often, we avoid setting boundaries because we fear rejection, conflict, or hurting the other person's feelings. However, when we fail to set boundaries, we end up compromising our own well-being and that can lead to resentment and exhaustion. By honoring your own limits, you are not only protecting your emotional energy, but you are also teaching others how to respect you. When you communicate your boundaries with love, you create an environment where both parties feel valued and understood. Boundaries with love are not rigid or harsh. They are communicated with empathy and compassion. It's important to approach the conversation from a place of care, understanding that both your needs and the other person's feelings are valid. When you need to say no or ask for space, you do so with kindness, expressing your needs clearly without aggression or defensiveness. You might say, I value our relationship, and for me to be my best self, I need to take some time for myself, or I really appreciate your perspective, but I need to step back from this conversation for now. This approach ensures that the message is clear without creating unnecessary tension or hurt. By setting boundaries with love, you also create a space for the other person to set their own boundaries. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect, and part of that respect is recognizing and honoring the boundaries of others. When you lead with love and set boundaries that protect your well-being, you create a model for others to follow. It encourages openness and honesty, where both people feel safe to express their needs without fear of judgment or rejection. One of the most powerful aspects of setting boundaries with love is that it helps to establish a sense of emotional safety. In relationships, emotional safety is crucial because it allows both individuals to be their authentic selves without fear of being manipulated, overburdened, or taken for granted. When you communicate your boundaries in a loving way, you ensure that there is mutual understanding and that both parties feel secure in the relationship. This emotional safety fosters trust, intimacy, and the ability to navigate challenges together with respect. It's also essential to remember that setting boundaries is an ongoing process. Life changes and so do your needs. You might find that what worked for you in one phase of your life doesn't serve you as well in another. This is a natural part of growth, and setting boundaries with love means being flexible and willing to adapt as necessary. It also involves being willing to enforce your boundaries when needed. Sometimes people may test the limits you've set, and that's okay. You have the right to stand firm in your boundaries, and doing so with love means staying true to yourself while respecting the other person's autonomy. When you set boundaries with love, you create a relationship dynamic where both parties feel empowered. There's no room for manipulation or codependency. Instead, there's mutual care, respect, and understanding. You are not responsible for the other person's feelings or actions, just as they are not responsible for yours. Each person is an individual, and boundaries help to honor that individuality without causing harm. In relationships with men, setting boundaries with love is especially important. Men, like everyone, need to feel respected and appreciated, and this includes respecting their emotional space and needs. When you communicate your boundaries clearly, you invite men to understand where you stand, which reduces confusion and miscommunication. Setting boundaries isn't about rejecting the other person or being difficult. It's about creating a framework where both people can show up as their true selves, feeling safe, valued, and respected. Ultimately, setting boundaries with love is a form of self-respect. It's about honoring who you are, what you need, and how you want to be treated. It's a way of showing up for yourself so that you can show up for others in the most authentic and generous way possible. When you set boundaries with love, you create a life where you are empowered, where you take control of your own happiness, and where your relationships are healthier, more balanced, and more fulfilling. It's a gift you give to yourself and to those you care about. In conclusion, the way we communicate and engage with others shapes not only the quality of our relationships, but also the way we experience life. By speaking from a place of abundance, we move beyond scarcity and fear, offering our words with confidence, clarity, and love. Setting healthy boundaries with respect and kindness allows us to protect our emotional well-being while fostering trust and mutual understanding in our relationships. Listening actively and engaging with emotional intelligence enhances the depth of our connections, allowing us to truly hear and understand each other on a profound level. When we respect ourselves and others, we create a foundation of trust where every conversation is rooted in care, empathy, and authentic connection. Speaking with confidence, engaging with emotional intelligence, and respecting boundaries with love are not just tools for effective communication, they are the cornerstones of creating the kind of relationships that bring joy, growth, and fulfillment. The more we practice these principles, the more we attract the right people into our lives, people who value us for who we are and who we can value in return. At the heart of it all, the way we talk to others, whether it's with clarity, love, or emotional awareness, has the power to shape our reality. So let us choose our words wisely, respect our boundaries with compassion, and always engage with the kind of emotional intelligence that fosters deep, meaningful connections. When we do, we invite love, respect, and harmony into our lives, and others will naturally be drawn to us, not out of need, but because we embody the very qualities that create powerful, lasting relationships.